Hello everyone. Welcome once again to the online lecture series organized by BYK College of Commerce, Nashik. Students, it's a part 2 of the same lesson, that is On Saying Please by A.G. Gardiner, which we have already discussed in the previous video. Hope you enjoyed the first part and gave a thought about how should we behave in the society and how should be our manners and courtesy. Now let's begin with the second part of the video. I had shown you the same slide in the previous video to give you an idea of two different stories which are combined together in the same lesson to highlight the value of good manners and courtesy in social life. So we are done with the first story and now let us begin with the next story, which is about a bus conductor. Through the story of a friendly bus conductor, writer proves that good behavior spreads happiness. And describing the character of a bus conductor, he shows that one doesn't have to pay for being kind and polite. If your language and tone is polite and decent, it can really avoid unnecessary arguments. In the second story, Gardiner gives an example of a polite bus conductor. He calls that particular conductor polite, and he doesn't mean that all other conductors are impolite. There are of course some exceptions here and there. Many bus conductors don't have good relations with their passengers. They think that their passengers are their natural enemies and maybe they want to cheat them, and that's why they try to control the passengers by the loud voice and in an aggressive manner. The writer had a very good experience from a bus conductor who was very polite and passenger friendly. One day the writer boarded his bus and found that he had forgotten his wallet at home. That means he had no money. Generally in such case, the conductor looks at the passenger with anger, doubt and hatred, assuming that the passenger is a cheater. But this conductor understood the writer and showed his kindness. The writer told the bus conductor that he wanted to go home back and get the wallet, but the conductor made him feel comfortable and offered him a ticket. If the conductor is rude, he would surely insult you and ask you to get down. In this regard, writer also likes to mention a good service provided by the underground trains, which is actually maintaining a certain level of standard, and that is why the traveling is very comfortable for all the passengers. Coming back to this story of a bus conductor, writer wants to confess that he forgot his wallet and he had no money to pay for his ticket. So he had confessed to the conductor that he would like to get down, but surprisingly the conductor proved to be the most cooperative and friendly, that he trusted the writer and supported him by giving ticket. When the writer wanted to know where should he send the money of ticket, the cheerful reply he got was that he was bound to meet him someday on same bus. Isn't it a rare thing for a bus conductor to behave so good? It's like too good to be true. Luckily, the writer found a coin in his pocket at last and managed to pay the fare. But the conductor had created a good impression on the mind of the writer that he couldn't forget. Soon after, it so happened that the same conductor accidentally stepped on the writer's toe, causing him much pain. The cheerful conductor was quick to apologize, saying that he had got those heavy boots on because his toes were often trod on by the passengers. Although the writer was hurt badly, but good behavior of the conductor healed his pain. Means the conductor was so nice, the writer tolerated the pain silently and told him that he had not hurt him. This conductor friend showed very good patience and tried his best to make his passengers feel comfortable in his bus. From that incident onwards, the author began to notice the polite conductor and his actions. All the way long, the conductor amused his passengers with his jolly mood and words of courtesy. That was the reason people always waited for his bus to board on. A journey with him taught one what natural courtesy and good manners were. If it was raining, he would invite the passengers, telling that seats are vacant in the bus. With old people, he behaved affectionately like a son. He showed kindness to children too. He cared for the young people and always made fun with them. In case of a blind passenger, he not only set him down safely but also took him across the road or round the corner. The writer was very pleased with the conductor's ways. He liked the ease with which he worked. The writer says that, like bad manners, good manners are also infectious. If we come in contact with a good mannered person, we too become good. The bus conductor's good conduct, courtesy, and a sense of humor had a positive impact on his passengers. The great bus conductor had proved that an ordinary profession may be dignified by good temper and kind feelings. We should take lesson or inspiration from such people. We should value the actions that sweeten the atmosphere, that will help us to make life kind and tolerable for each other. The world will be a beautiful, livable place if we flavor our actions with kindness, courtesy, and humor. Law has some limitations and cannot help us to create a happy and civil society. At the most, it can protect us against a physical attack. Gardiner then shows us the benefit of such behavior. The polite conductor never had any difficulty in doing such work. Just as rudeness causes rudeness, likewise, a sunny mood produces pleasantness in others. The poet John Keats had claimed that he always felt cheerful when the weather was sunny. Cheerful people come to us like the blessings of sunny weather. Consequently, the atmosphere inside the particular conductor's bus was always pleasant. His politeness, his readiness to accommodate, his pleasant manner of conducting himself resulted in making his passengers happy, which in turn made his own work very easy. That is why writer points out that his politeness was not a waste, but it was a very good investment. Although writer is little sad because the polite conductor is no longer on his route, the author actually hopes now that he is somewhere else on another route and he has carried his cheerfulness to another route. So the world at large is rather dull according to the writer, and that is why he says, so such cheerfulness needs to be spread as widely as possible. Writer is not apologetic about writing a piece in praise of an unknown conductor. He feels that just as William Wordsworth, the English romantic poet, could learn lessons from the humble leech gatherer, there is a general feeling that the world war has taken away from man's daily life the use of civility that had made life sweet earlier. Gardiner says that those civilities must be restored to make life easier. This cannot be done with the help of the law. Law can only protect us from physical injury. The liftman's way of reacting against rudeness with physical violence was actually useless. So the writer here suggests a subtle revenge, like showing politeness to impolite, rude, and ill-mannered people. If the liftman had treated the gentleman with enough politeness, he would have had the victory not only over the rude person but also over himself, and such a victory is priceless. He relates the story of the witty Lord Chesterfield for the improvement of the liftman. There was a time when the streets of the city were very muddy, and the only way of keeping one's shoes clean was by walking as close as possible to the wall, where a very narrow strip of ground was a little higher than the rest of the road. So here Chesterfield came face to face with a rude fellow who refused to step into the mud to allow Chesterfield to pass. The rude man said, "I never give way to a scoundrel." Immediately, Chesterfield stepped into the mud and said, "I always do." From this story, Gardiner hopes that the liftman will understand that this revenge was much better than throwing the fellow into the mud. From the story of a bus conductor, one can certainly understand that a cheerful person can make a darkest day bright with his behavior, just like this bus conductor. And everybody would like to spend time in the company of a good fellow. Friendliness, cheerfulness, and cooperative feelings are so important in your life that really helps you to work in a better surrounding. And when you are in a good mood, when there are good vibes around you, certainly your work is no more like a work, it is not a burden anymore for you. However, let us sum up the story by talking about the moral, the message that we get from the story. The writer talks about the importance of polite, civil behavior in all aspects of our lives. The essay has also taught you how good manners in ourselves can result in good manners in people we deal with, thus making our interaction easier and more pleasant. Similarly, you have also seen how bad manners can be equally contagious and can poison our lives. Please, sorry, thank you, excuse me are the loose change we pay through life to keep the wheels oiled and smoothly moving. Rudeness invites negativity and more rudeness. Therefore, people must learn to be polite as possible, but also to accept impoliteness when it occurs as a part of life. This is where we wind up the lesson actually, but I have made a list of some important points of the stories, and along with that there is a summary point wise, and I want you to read each and every point carefully. Thank you for watching this video.